Started. Well, first of all, I want to welcome everybody to the Sunday night Get It From Gilbert. And I just want to before I even get started, it's the first call of 2025. And I'm as excited and I've said hi to everybody that's coming in and they just keep coming in. You see, that tells me you're serious. That tells me you're ready to go do something. And you guys, I truly believe that if we really knew what we were capable of, that we wouldn't sleep at night. I've got to watch people grow, and I've been able to coach and mentor, and not only be a coach and a mentor, I've been able to be a student. And I'll tell you, I'm being a student and a coach and a mentor all in one this year because, when you've done something for 25 years, you've learned a few things. And what I really want to do is I want to be able to give that back to as many people as I can. So to start with, before we really get started here, I want to go ahead and I want to go ahead and I want to kick the year off and with goals. And can everybody see the screen? Can you see the screen on the goals? You guys, and I'm going to tell you, this is going to be able to apply to any single person that's on here. And as we come into 2025, these things that I'm sharing with you have been shared by two of the best people in the world. And you see, they do them over and over and over again. And what a better time to say what Lori, and you got to remember, I remember when Lori was, I'm going to call a baby. And I seen her with a big desire and a big thing. And you know what? These were the things, and these are the things that they've applied into their life to take them to 6 star, to take them to more money in a week than most people make in a year. And you guys, and goal setting, there's many faculties, but there's reasoning, there's memory, there's perception, there's will, intuition, but really it comes down to the imagination. And we're going to talk a little bit about imagination and goal setting. And you guys, I'm going to cover 3 things today. I'm going to cover goal setting, but I'm going to cover goal setting because we're at the beginning of the year, and I want you to open up your mind. I mean, it's like an umbrella. If your umbrella is closed, I want you to open up your umbrella and just take this next 30 minutes as if anything is possible, okay? And then we're going to talk about the terror barrier that we're all going to hit. I don't care. Every single time you're going to hit a new goal, you're going to hit the terror barrier. And then I'm going to talk about why do you want to have people like Greg and Lori and Mark and myself and a mastermind team to go ahead and work it. We are continually, Greg sending me and Lori sending me things to look at today just to go ahead. You guys, we don't have to do this anymore. We do this because this is what we love to do. So what I want everybody to understand is an A goal, and there's a B goal, and there's a C goal. And an A goal is what you know, what you are presently doing. That's called a paradigm. We got many 3 stars on here. We got 3-star pros. We got 4-star elites. We got 5 stars. We got 6 stars. You guys, whatever you're presently doing, it's called a paradigm, and that's just your present results based on your present activity doing on a daily basis. And you see, when you go into what a B goal is, that you start to put a plan together. You start to put some things together as you get into new year. There's not a better time to have a B goal than January 1, and it's what you think you can do. And you guys, we can open up our minds, but there's also a C goal. And I'm going to tell you, any person that's done something that they've never done, all my running goals have been C goals. All of my success in real estate were C goals. Everything I've done in network marketing has been C goals because I decide what I want. So I want everybody to understand that we're going to come from a point of view at a new year. And you guys, we can take our old paradigms and our old programming and we can say, this doesn't work and that program doesn't work, because we are playing at exactly what Lori talked about. It reset your mind. You guys, if you're coming at it with the same perception, you're going to get the same result. So for today, even if you can do it for 30 minutes, I want you to open up your mind. What if things are possible? Because here's what I'm going to tell you. Anything that you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. And when you believe it, and you truly believe it, but it has to come with making a plan, and it has to come with having a fantasy. And so what I'm going to tell you is most people cross that out right off the bat. Bob Proctor spent 50, 60 years teaching, fantasy. I'm going to spend the rest of my life teaching this stuff. I love this stuff. I get to see, I was at a hockey game this morning and my grandson had scored 2 goals. He scored a hat trick. Had all his grandpas and grandmas there. I'm handing out hats. I'm videotaping. He didn't get his hat trick today. But you want to know what? It doesn't matter. You know what? That becomes a norm. It's normal. He gets a hat trick every time. You see, people would just dream one day if I could ever get a hat trick. Are you following what I'm saying? You see, that's his A goal right now. You see, now maybe he start getting a hat trick every shift. Are you following what I'm saying? Like, you got to open it up. So you guys, here's what it is. Your A goal is what you know. And here's where we play, especially in the beginning when we're trying to do something new. And I know we're right off the bat. So we're all what do I think I can do? Oh, maybe I could be a 3-star pro, or maybe I could be a 3-star. Maybe I could be a 1-star. Maybe I could be, and then all of a sudden you don't do anything the first week. And then you just go back to your present knowing what I'm doing, and that don't work. And I'm going to try something different. I'm not going to listen to Greg and Lori. I'm not going to listen to Mark. They don't know anything. They've only built millions of dollars in this business. Here's what I'm going to tell you. And then all of a sudden you kick yourself in the butt a little bit and you go back to say, oh, no, maybe I can. Maybe I can. It's January the 4th. I know I didn't do anything the first 4 days, and you're already pumped up until somebody takes you down and you make a phone call, and then all of a sudden you're back to, oh man, nobody wants to do it. Nobody on my 250 list would ever want to ever make any money. Nobody wants to get healthy. And you go back to your present results, and I'm not going to do anything there. And all of a sudden you're back at your old paradigm again. You guys, back to what you know. Here's what we're going to do today, you guys. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to break through these paradigms, because here's what it is. Everybody, you got dreams. You all got goals. You all got fantasies. But you got to have a theory. You got to have a plan. I'm called a man with a plan. I've been working for 3, probably 4, 5, 6 weeks, because this is our year. Greg and Lori and our leadership, it's our year. We've done the work. We put the time in. We got the team. We got the people. But we got to put it into theory. And you guys, but we're going to work on what we want. We only talk about what we're going to do. We don't talk about what's not working. And if we do, we talk about it in a positive manner. How can we make it better? So here's how it works, you guys. Everybody has a fantasy. You got to sit back and say, it's 2000. You're never going to get a better chance to do something in 2025 with, I'm the grandpa of the team here, but you want to know what? Greg and Lori have more experience than I do. And they got 2 of them to put together. They got over 50, 60 years experience. And Mark Ewell and myself, we've got fantasies to build the #1 team in the world. We're football fans. This is my Super Bowl year. I had goals that I've written down, and I could show you a thing of goals that I've written down on these gold paper. And when I speak on stage, when I'm done, I'm going to dump them all over the stage. I'm going to throw them up in the air, because most of them are about winning the Super Bowl. You guys, this is our Super Bowl. You know what? The Vikings, who would have thought they'd be 14-2, and they got a legitimate shot to win the Super Bowl. But you guys, here's what you got to do. You got to take that fantasy. That's called I think the problem I talked about on Saturday on the training is we all have a fantasy, but we're all working on our minimums. You see, if we get up every day and we're going to make 10 calls a week, and we want to be a 6-star, and we want to make $50,000 a week, and we want to do things, that's not realistic. You see, we gotta get our conscious brain implementing on the subconscious brain on our fantasy. We got to hold that image. Bob Proctor, all he ever said to me, Gilbert, hold the image, hold the image, hold the image. You guys, there's nothing more powerful than this beautiful property was an image I had in my mind 25 years ago. All right. So when we we start working on our theories where they're just thoughts. They're the imagination of the first slide. And then they go ahead and first of all, you got to ask yourself, am I able? Well, here what I'm going to tell you, if our creator, our amazing creator was able to put a thought into your mind, I'm going to tell you, you could do it, because he would never put something in your mind that you couldn't do. But you see, there's also the other part of that person. He's going to say, am I willing? And you know how the other one would say, oh, you're not good enough. Who do you think you are? And then you're going to tell him, yes, you can. And you know what? That's that mental battle you're going to have in your mind every single day. I'm going to tell you, you've heard me say this willing a million times. And now I told you 1,000 times to quit exaggerating, but I have read this over and over. Are you willing, to make an investment in yourself, a sizable, go where you need to do what you need to, change what you need to change, let go of. We all are going to go up. We got to get rid of some things that are holding us back. All right, let's keep going. So what is our goals for 2025? All right. So we keep thinking about that. And now we've got a plan and we've got that goal and we keep pushing it into our conscious mind. And now we get it into our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is the most powerful tool in the world. And here's what happens. And then we take it into facts. We start taking, like I did, and I brought on a good rep yesterday, and I got all my checkboards on my thing, and Greg did an amazing 3-way call, and boom, I ate my candy. Oh my Lord, look at how many candies I get to eat here in the next 90 days. And I put my loonies in the can and all the things that I know, and I made a whole bunch of different colored pens that I put on the board, you guys, and you guys. So we took the fantasy and we took the plan and we took the goal and we made it into a fact. And you guys, here's what starts to happen. Then when we get that to happen, now when we finish our goals and we go to that next level, it's a bigger and better fantasy. And that's your process. It's a creative process. And when you can you want to be in a creative state of mind instead of a destructive state of mind. And instead of being in a negative state, we get into a positive state and amazing things start to happen. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think this is the thing that every single one of us, I don't care if you're a doctor, I don't care if you're a broke farmer, I don't care if you're the most successful football player in the world, everybody, you guys, we all have an X paradigm. That's called your programming. That's called bondage. If you want to grow, we're all at a certain place. Greg and Lori are 6-star. Do you know what they want to do? They want to create more 7-stars than anybody in the company. I don't even know if my mind can open up that much, but you want to know what? I can buy into his belief. See, if I can't believe in for myself, I can believe in it for my partner. So everybody, wherever you're at, if you're a 3-star, you're normal at being a 3-star, you maybe go out there and you get 10 cycles a week and you just keep doing the same thing. That's called a paradigm. Most people, they can guess in real estate within 2% exactly how much money people are going to make because they do the same thing over and over and over and over again. So let's just say when I was in real estate, my paradigm was becoming a centurion. I'd sell 60 houses a year and I got stuck there forever. And one day I said, no, let's do 100. And then what happened when I said to do 100? Here's what happened. Okay. I put a new idea. You see, you're a 3-star right now. You want to be a 3-star pro? Here's what I'm going to do. That's not a fantasy. That's a process of working up the thing. But what if you want to be a 6-star? What if you want to be a 5-star and make $500,000? How many people would like to just be a 3-star elite and have an extra $100,000 coming into their bank account every single year, whether you worked or you didn't? You guys, that's called freedom. So here's what happens. You take that why idea. I'm so excited about my why idea this year that I'm not sleeping at night. I'm getting up earlier. I'm going to bed late. And I go ahead and I put that idea in my brain. And then I'm trying to get it down in my subconscious. But there's a normal feeling of what I've been doing the last couple of years. And that's called a paradigm. And here's what happens. You guys, that why idea starts mixing with the normal idea. So you want to go to 3-star elite, but you're only a 3-star pro. You want to go to 3-star pro, but you're only a 3-star, and it starts mixing in, and then that you know, it gets to be all kinds of conflict, and we hit this terror barrier, we hit this wall, and guess what happens? Worry, fear, anxiety, doubt. I'm not good enough. I don't have time to do this. Who do I think I am? And here's what happens. It's the saddest thing in the world. We go back to our old beliefs. We go back to our old paradigms, our old bondage, and we get the same old results over and over and over again. You guys, we're going to blow this bondage out of the way. Why have we broke every record and everything we've done? Because we get people through the terror. You guys, but it's not easy. See, the hardest thing you're ever going to do is to put a new programming. You guys, it's just what your daily habits are. It's just what your grid is. It's what your why is, what gets you up in the morning. And you see, here's what I'm going to tell you over and over and in. If you want to get to freedom and you want to go ahead, you got to take that why idea and you got to keep pushing it into your brain. And you got to keep, every time that doubt, fear, and worry comes in, you got to look at your goals. That's why you got to laminate your goals. That's why you got to have vision boards Lori is a master at. I have a vision board in front of myself, and I think everything that I've said on my vision board will come true this year. Why? Because here's what happens, you guys. The why idea, and then all of a sudden I also still get the doubt and the fear, and you guys, then I got to stop it and I got to snap myself and I got to get back in. But here's what happens. I get through that terror barrier and I put that why idea into my brain. I keep focusing on that and the things I want instead of what I don't want. And I keep working that idea. I keep talking, but I got a plan. I'm doing the work. I might not be getting the results. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm scared and I'm afraid and boom. And then I can wake up and I get my mindset ready again. And here's what happens. You keep working on that. And your why idea finally, hold on, becomes your new X. You see, you're now a 4-star. And the 4-star, and now you're just normal being a 4-star. Oh, I'm normal just getting $250,000 a month. I'm normal just doing 200 cycles. I'm just normal because I just know that that's going to happen every month. I don't wake up. I don't worry about it. They just keep putting that money in my bank. And it just becomes normal. And then you do that for a little while, and then all of these become your X. That becomes, we're way back on the left end. Now you're in bondage at a 4-star. How many people want to get stuck at 4-star? You guys, and then we're going to go to the convention and we're going to be 4-star, and you're going to take a whole bunch of people. You're going to rally from 4-star. Now you're going to go after 5-star. You guys, it's the creative process, bigger and better goals. You know, here's what Napoleon says. Napoleon Hill says, you got to have a vision. And it's about mastermind. It's about, you know, Napoleon Hill, he had some pretty powerful friends. You know, Andrew Carnegie, the richest man in the world, said any idea that is held in the mind, that is emphasized, and that is either feared, okay, you know, I'm fearing I can't, or it's revered, fear that I can, will begin to once clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. You know, it's amazing when I start putting things around me, phone calls start coming in. When I'm in that vibration, I'm putting it out there, and all of a sudden I'm breathing life into people, and they're calling me, and I'm setting up meetings, and I'm doing the work, and I'm getting up a little earlier. You guys, it's law. It's the things that you just don't understand, and it's so exciting. You think Napoleon Hill had some pretty powerful friends? Anybody hear of Edison, Ford, Firestone, and Hoover? Who are your mastermind partners? Who are you getting your ideas from? Who's in your inner circle each day? The richest man in the world that summons Napoleon Hill to write the book Think and Grow Rich, give him 1 minute to decide whether he wanted to be on his team or not, and he held a stopwatch behind his back, and after I think it was 36 seconds, he decided to give 25 years to the philosophy of going out and studying 500 of the most successful people. And Napoleon Hill said that Andrew Carnegie said that he contributed all of his wealth to the mastermind team. You guys, network marketing is a beautiful thing about mastermind. Who are your, it takes a handful of people. Who are your board of directors? Who are your general? And if you don't have a board of directors, then cut the ties, prune the people that ain't helping you, and go find the ones that want to play your game and hang out with the doers instead of the naysayers and the down and outers. We get a new year. Thomas Edison says this, and you guys, Thomas Edison, he was so brilliant that the school teachers sent him home because he said that he was too smart for school. Well, that's what his mom read to him. The guy was so illiterate, his teacher sent him home, and his mom said, "You're the most smartest person I ever seen in my life, and we can't send you to school anymore." And that's what his mom kept telling him. And here's what he said: if we all did the things we are really capable of doing, we would literally astonish ourselves. Do you understand? We've been doing this for years. Earl Nightingale, strangest secret. Earl Nightingale, Conan, probably the two knows. Who do you think that silly, skinny little guy is? Bob Proctor. He had already made $1 million in 1 year. He turned his income from owing $6,000. He was making $4,000 a year. He got a job as a fireman. He had these crazy paradigms, and he got to know Earl Nightingale. Then he got into building offices and cleaning offices, and then he went down to Chicago, and he worked for Earl Nightingale for 9 years for $36,000. Why? Because he wanted to get in his inner circle. And the things that he learned, that was his mastermind. So here's what we're going to do, you guys. It's just the way it works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. I think we've talked enough. I'm going to open this up, and I just want to let everybody know this. You guys, did anybody enjoy that?
I loved it.
Hear what I'm going to tell you. All right, you do not let anybody tell you that you can't do something. You don't let anybody tell you that you can't be a 4-star, a 5-star, or 6-star. I've seen broke people go out and make millions of dollars in this industry. But I'll tell you what, it's not easy. But you want to know what? You got to pick your heart. I love this that I listened to today. The only reason you're not living the life you actually would love to live is because day by day you keep feeding the life you don't want to live. Let me repeat that as I bring this in for a landing, and I'm going to shut the recording off. The only reason that you're not living the life that you actually want to live is because day by day you keep feeding the life you don't want to live. Good keeps you from great. You guys, I'm just looking at, I see Dr. Annette and Michael, and I see Karen, and I see Paul, and I see Dr. Sabo, and I see Candace, and I'm just going through, I see Joel, and I see Bob, and I'm going to tell you, and I see Brenda, and I see Renee. That's the screen that I'm on right now. And you guys, we got 30 people on here. Here's what I see. Many of you have got jobs. Many of you are doing things because it pays the bills. It's what we're programmed to do. But here's what there's Jesse and Jesus. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Good keeps you from great. And it's hard to let go, but you got to figure out what it is you want. And I'm just going to be, if I can just share, we've got Dr. Annette and Michael here, and we're getting ready for 2025. And I love the thing she said. She said, I'm going to treat this next 90 days like a medical assignment. You guys, she decides what doctors she was in residency school with Dr. Sabo, and that was many years ago. They were in residency school. They both become emergency doctors, and now she's graduated in New York City, and she picks the 9 out of 300 or 400 doctors that get to represent that hospital, and she trains them and whatnot. But you guys, her passion is other things. And so what she's going to do is she's going to treat this like a business, like it's a science. And you guys, every one of you can do the same. And I don't want to put pressure on you or anything, but what I'm going to do is this, you guys. I believe it's our year. Timing is everything. Uh, Go do this for a year or two, and then go do whatever you want the rest of your life. Believe our company is going to turn into a multi-million-dollar company, and you know what? Never quit trying. But if you're doing something that's not working, start doing the things that the people that have made the money will do. So with that,